Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am teacher Nazatul Shima binti Zulkifli. Okay, so for today, we are going to focus on writing papers. Okay, so for writing, we have three parts. Okay, so we have part one, part two, and part three. Okay, so basically for today, we are going to focus on writing part one. Okay, so writing part one is actually short communicative message. Okay, where as we all know as email writing. Okay, so email writing is very easy for you to score. Okay, so for the mark is actually 20 marks. Okay, let us start. Okay, so this is overview of writing test task. Okay, so it's basically what you have to know all about what is email writing. Okay, for writing part one, it is very important you know what is the element that you need to have, okay, in your writing, okay, in order to get full marks, okay, which is 20 marks. Okay, so the overview of writing test task. The first one, you must write an email in response to an email stimulus provided. Okay, so email stimulus provided is actually the question. Okay, so the question is in email writing as well. Okay, so the task may require you to, the first one, make and respond to simple requests, which may include requests for information. The second one, asking for advice or giving for advice. The third one is recommendations. The fourth one is invitations. Okay, so let me explain. The first thing here is about request for information. What is request for information? Okay, let's say the question, okay, your friend have asked you about some information. Okay, so let's say your friend is taking part in writing competition or public speaking competition. Okay, so here your friend, he or she asks you to give the information, maybe some points. Okay, for example, the title of the public speaking is how to save our environment. So your friend asks you for the details or information for points, okay, to help him or her in the competition. So that one is request for information. So you have to write to your friend by giving the information. The second one is advice. So it's either giving an advice or asking for advice. So let's say your friend is asking for your advice. Okay, so asking advice means minta nasihat. Okay, so for example, you as a friend, okay, and your friend asks you advice about examination. So let's say examination is just around the corner. So your friend asks you how and what are the steps, what are the ways to score well in your examination. Okay, because your friend wants to improve his or her grade on certain subjects. Okay, so that is why what you have to do, you have to write an email by giving advice, maybe some of the ways, okay, of how to improve your study skills, for example. Okay, next one we have recommendation. Okay, for recommendation means you have to give some suggestion, maybe. Okay, maybe your friend asking you whether to enroll in a cooking classes or to enroll in a karate classes, for example, during these school holidays. Okay, yes, school holidays is just around the corner, right? Okay, so your friend might be do not have any idea which one to go for, so you have to give recommendation, okay, to your friend. Last but not least is about invitation. So invitation, okay, for example, your friend asks you to come to his or her birthday celebration, okay. So you have two choices, whether you want to decline that invitation or you want to accept the invitation. Maksudnya you nak menolak pelawaan tersebut ataupun you hendak terima pelawaan tersebut, whether you want to go to the birthday party or you are not going to the birthday party. Okay, so you have to give the reason, and then you have to state you want to go or not, and then you give the reason. So that is basically what type of questions or email writing that come out in your questions. Okay, next one, make and respond to suggestions. Okay, I have explained this already. Okay, explain simple processes. Okay, maybe your neighbor wants to know what are the methods, okay, that being used. Okay, for example, maybe you want to cook a chicken curry, for example. So maybe your friend asks you through an email, okay, what are the steps needed, okay, in order to make a chicken curry, okay? So next one, narrate or recount events and experiences. So this one, maybe your friend asking you about your experience, what happened to you, okay, and maybe you want to tell your friend about something interesting, okay, interesting event or bad things that happened to you, for example. Okay, last one, express and respond to opinions and feelings. Okay, so for this one, let's say in the question, okay, your friend mentioned to you that he or she won the competition. Okay, so what you have to respond, okay, what you want to express. So you want to express and by giving wishes like congratulations, okay, for example. So that is a response, okay, according to the situation. Okay, so we move on. Okay, for email writing, how it should be written. Okay, so in what type of language? Okay, so it's either formal language or informal language. Okay, so it's actually you have to use informal language. Why you should use informal language? Okay, because for your information, writing an email is basically you are writing to your friends. Okay, you are writing to your parents, to your mom, to your dad, to your siblings. Okay, maybe to your neighbor. Okay, so that is why you have to use informal language. Okay, so what to look into? Okay, so this one is very important, okay, in order to score high marks for email writing. Okay, so actually we have four important elements, okay, or skill. Okay, so the first one is content. Okay, the content of your email writing. Okay, so the content is actually kandungan. Okay, what are the things needed to be there in your email writing? Okay, so for content is actually 5 marks. Okay, so next one is communicative achievement. Okay, so communicative achievement is where you are using, okay, the tone, okay, the correct tone, okay, the correct register, okay, for your email writing. Okay, so for communicative achievement or as known as CA, there are 5 marks. Okay, next, organization. For organization, okay, where you are supposed to make sure the layout, okay, of your email writing is appropriate. Okay, for example, for the layout, you have the introduction, and then you have the body of the paragraph where you put all the points needed, okay, and then you have the conclusion, and then the sentences in every paragraph. Okay, you have to make sure that the organization is well organized. Okay, for example, you use certain connectors, okay, to connect the ideas, okay, to link the ideas, and then you are using cohesive devices to make sure your idea is being prepared smoothly. Okay, so I'm sorry, so for organization there are 5 marks as well. Okay, for language, okay, so it's actually it's very common. Okay, so language, okay, where you are supposed to be assessed on your grammar. Okay, how is your grammar control? Okay, is it good or not? okay, and then if you are using the right language or the right vocabs, okay, for that questions or not. Okay, so how about your spelling as well? Okay, so language is 5 marks as well. Okay, so all together they are 20 marks. Okay. Okay, so what you should focus, okay, like I said before, you have to focus on 4 elements or 4 skills. Okay, so content, communicative achievement, organizations, and language. Okay, so for the first one, content. For content, you must make sure all content must be relevant. So what is relevant? So relevant means, okay, the ideas, okay, must be relevant to the topic. Let's say the email is about giving advice, okay, about how to prepare for your exam, for example. So it must be about preparing for the examinations. Okay, so you cannot say about other things else. Okay, so if it is not relevant and it becomes irrelevant to the email writing, so you will get low marks for your content. Okay, so if your content, okay, is not uh, if your content is not relevant, so you will get low marks. Okay, why you will get low marks? Okay, so this is because there is irrelevant points or ideas that you give. Okay, and that is because the fulfillment of the task requirement. Okay, so maybe you have misunderstanding the question. Okay, so next one, maybe you misinterpret the question. So there is misinterpretation. Okay, so let's say the question asks you about you have to give an advice to your friend. You must to do so. Okay, but if you do the other way around, okay, you are asking for advice. Okay, so that is irrelevant. Okay, because the question asks you to give an advice. Okay, so you will get low marks. You will not get 5 marks. Okay, so you will get below than that. Okay, next one, communicative achievement. Okay, like I said, communicative achievement, 5 marks. Okay, so your idea must be straightforward. Okay, so straightforward mean don't beat around the bush. Okay, so pimai baru nak sampai. Okay, so that is not about. Okay, so it must be straightforward. Okay, so don't confuse the reader with unnecessary facts. Okay, for example, um, you have to give advice. Okay, so don't put too many explanation explaining things that is not related. Okay, so it will distract the readers. Okay, so for example, you need to hold the target reader. Okay, you have to attract their attention and hold. Okay, maksud dia when the readers read your email, okay, so the attention is there. Okay, so if they become distracted, okay, so your marks will be low for communicative achievement. Okay, next one, we move to organization. So for organization, like I said, the layout of the email writing, okay, of the paragraph. Okay, for example, for organization, you have to organize. Okay, what is the main point that should be first, okay, and then what is next, okay, what is the last one. Okay, so you have to make sure, oh, this is the introduction. So the first one, introduction, and the second one, you have to give the points needed by the question. Okay, so maybe the question asks you for 2 points needed, or maybe for the 3 points. Okay, so you have to put in the middle, okay, where the body paragraphs. Okay, so last one is the conclusion. Okay, so when you organize your points appropriately, okay, you will get full marks for organization, which is 5. Okay, and then for organization as well, must make sure to use simple connectors. Okay, how you are going to link, to connect, okay, from one idea and one idea. Okay, for example, you want to connect the first idea and the second idea by using and. Okay, you are using connectors. Okay, so next one, use a few cohesive devices. Okay, for example, if you want to give your opinion, you want to give a suggestion, so you have to use some of the meaningful expression. Okay, for example, I think. Okay, I think, as far as I am concerned, based on my experience, I think you should blah blah blah. Okay, so this is how you are going to get uh, better marks for organization. Okay, next one is for language. Okay, for language, okay, you must check whether you are using the correct grammar. For example, what kind of tenses that you are using. Okay, is it past tense? Is it present tense? Is it future tense? Okay, so you have to check that one. Okay, so do not mix up the tenses. Okay, so next one, for the spelling. Okay, make sure there is no spelling error. So after you have done with your email writing, you have to check, okay, for the any grammatical errors or spelling errors. Okay, so next one, meaning can still be determined even when errors are noticeable. It means that when the readers read your email writing or your answers, okay, they can still comprehend, they understand what you are going to say, okay, in your email writing. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the format. Okay, so example of the question for part one. Okay, so you must answer this question. Okay, so let's read together. Question one. You receive an email from your friend, okay, from your new friend, okay, Amy, who just moved to your hometown. Okay, so you know already this is from your new friend. Okay, so hi, the school holiday is finally here. Let's go for a picnic with our friends. Where shall we go? And what can we do there? What should we bring? I'll be waiting for your reply. Bye. Okay, so this is an email from your new friend, Amy. Okay, so like I said, Amy has just moved to your hometown. So she is still new there. Okay, so from this one, okay, what you have to do, you have read the question, right? Okay, so now write an email to your friend. Okay, so how many words? Okay, if you can see here, it's actually 80 words. Okay, so do not do less than 80 words. Okay, so what to do? So the first thing, after you have read the questions, okay, the first thing you have to do is you have to analyze the question. Okay, so you have to analyze. Oh, actually, you have to write this one to whom? Okay, is it to your friend? Is it to your parents? Is it to your little brother? Okay. And then what is the topic that being discussed in that email? Okay. And then what is your purpose? You have to suggest. Is it about an invitation? Is it about asking for advice? Okay. So you have to analyze that. Okay. For the first step. Second, you have to plan. Okay, plan mean you have to do the draft. Okay, what are the things that you have to include in your email writing? Okay, so what are the elements, what are the main points that you should have? Okay, so you have to plan, do a draft. Okay, next one is write. Okay, so when it comes to writing, so you have to know, okay, the layout. Again, okay, the layout, you should have the introduction, you should have the body paragraphs, and then you have to include conclusion as well. So remember, for whatever essay, you need to have introduction and you need to have conclusion. Okay, it's very important for organization, right? Okay, last step is check. Okay, so you have to like I said, so for the language, you have to check your grammar. Is it your grammar is correct? Okay, you have to check for the spelling, for the punctuation. Okay, so you have to check all that to make sure that you are able to get good marks for this. Okay. Okay, so for these four steps, okay, A, P, W, C. Okay, anugerah pelakon wanita cantik. Okay, so it's up to you, okay, how to memorize this one, okay, how you are going to use the acronym, okay, for this one. Okay, A, P, W, C is very important. Okay, again, the first step, okay, is analyze. Okay, we are going to analyze this question. Okay, so the first thing is what is the main task? Okay, apa tugas utama dia? Apa dia yang you nak kena buat dengan soalan ni? Okay. So if you look here, okay, so you have to write an email. Okay, so this is the first task. Okay, write an email. Okay, to your friend. Okay. So who I am writing to? Okay. So here at first, okay, you receive an email from your new friend. Okay. So it's already there. Okay. You have to write to your new friend. What is her name? Name is Amy, who just moved to your hometown. Okay. So next one, the purpose of my email. Okay, so actually, if you look carefully, this one, okay, at the question, where shall we go and what can we do there? What should we bring? So, Amy is asking for your suggestion. Okay, where shall we go? Okay, we want to go for a picnic. Okay, maybe at the lake. Okay, maybe at the beach. Okay, so she is asking for your suggestion. Okay, so the purpose is asking for your suggestion. Next one, the content points that must be included in my email. Okay, so this is content point is very, very important. Okay, to make sure that you have enough content. Okay, and you are supposed to score for 5 marks. Okay, for content. Okay, so in this type of question, okay, as you can see, the first one, where shall we go? Kita nak pergi mana? Okay. So, for this one, you have to give the location, tempat. Okay. Where shall we go for the picnic? Okay. What is the second points? Okay. So, the second content points is what can we do there? Okay. So, what can we do there means the activities. Okay. So, what kind of activity that you are going to have? Okay. At the beach, for example, are you going to play a volleyball? Are you going to just strolling around, strolling along the beach? Okay, for example, okay, watching the sunset. Okay, so that is the kind of activities. Okay, next one, what should we bring? Okay, nak bawa apa? Okay, so for picnic, you know already what are the things needed, okay, for a great picnic experience. Okay, so that's 3 content points that you need to have in your email writing. Okay, so or the second step, okay, after you have analyzed the question, okay, so it is plan. Your answer should consist of, okay, so you have to plan, you know the layout, right? The first one is introduction. Okay, introduction is quite simple, okay. It must not be too long, okay, so it only one up to 2 sentences is okay. Okay, the second one is body paragraph. Okay, so body paragraph where you put all the content points. Okay, what are the things needed by the questions? Okay, for example, in the previous question. Okay, so the question asks you for the 3 content points. Okay, so you have to include in the body paragraph. Okay, last one is the conclusion. Okay, kesimpulan. Okay, so it is similar to introduction where it should be not too long. Okay, it's only up to 1 or 2 sentences only. Okay. Okay, so now I would like to explain are the things that you have to include in the content? What are the examples of phrases that you can use? Okay, what kind of examples of sentences that you might use in your writing email? Okay, so first, an email you should have greetings and salutation. Okay, so for greeting and salutation, you have to greet the person you are writing the email to. Okay, for example, in this type of question, you have to greet Amy. Okay, so what kind of phrases that you can use? Okay, so maybe you may use hi Amy, hello Amy, dear Amy. Okay, so dearest, how about dearest? Okay, dearest, okay, for the one who is very close to you and a very special one or loved one. Okay, dearest mom, okay, for example, okay, to your beloved mother. Okay, so use the name of the sender of the email or letter from is one given. Okay, so for example, hello, Amy. If the question stated the name of your friend is Amy. Okay, next one. For opening paragraph or introduction. Okay, for the introduction, okay, respond to any question the sender asks you or to the news that the sender is communicating to you. Okay, so you have to respond. So basically, for the opening, for the introduction paragraph, maybe you can ask for the person's health, okay, or your friend's health, okay. For example, after dear Amy, you can say, hi, how are you? I hope you are in the pink. I hope you are as fit as the fiddle. Okay, so you can use those types of sentences, okay, to respond and to ask for the person's health, okay. And then, for example, your friend is asking about picnic, right? Okay, so before you are giving a suggestion, so maybe you can state your feeling, okay, you are feeling great, or maybe you think Amy is over the moon, okay, because she wants to go for the picnic and ask you for the suggestions, okay. Next one, you can also explain briefly why you are writing this email. Okay, so basically this is the purpose, okay, tujuan, okay. What is the purpose of writing this email? Okay, so if you refer to the question, so the question asks you to write an email to your friend to give suggestions. Okay, what are the activities? Okay, where is the place? Okay, to go for the picnic. Okay, so you have to give suggestions. So you have that is your purpose. Okay, next one. Still opening paragraph or introduction. Okay, so you might begin your letter or your email with how are you? Okay, how are things? I hope everything's okay. So these are another examples, yeah. Okay, thanks for your email or letter. Okay. Sorry, I haven't written for so long, but okay, you have to explain after that. Okay, maybe you can start with this one. Okay, it's taken me ages to reply, but okay. Next one, it was great to hear from you again. See, that's our examples, okay, how you respond to your friend's email, okay. You are telling or expressing your feeling. For example, the last sentence, right? It was great to hear from you again, okay. I am writing to tell you or to let you know. So that is how you are going to telling your friend the purpose of writing that email. Okay, your tujuan, right? Okay. Next one, the body paragraph. Okay, like I said earlier, body paragraph is where all the content points, okay, you have to include in your email writing. Okay, the main body of the email or letter can be written in one or two paragraphs. If there are two separate main ideas, you should write two paragraphs. In this sample, you should, okay, so for this one, you have to respond to Amy who just moved to your hometown. Okay, and then do you still remember about the 3 content points, okay, from the previous question. Okay, so ensure you answer all the points asked in the question. Point number 1, where shall we go? Point number 2, what can we do there? Point number 3, what should we bring? So you have to include these 3 points in your body paragraph, right? Okay, next one. Closing paragraph. Okay, so for closing, okay, what you will need to do is, actually this is the ending of your email, okay? So you may end up your email, okay, with some of the phrases, okay? For example, I must go now, okay? Hope to hear from you soon. Do keep in touch. Okay, next one. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Next one. Well, that's all for now. Please reply soon. Last one. Give my love. Regards to everyone. Okay. Keep in touch. Okay. That one is the simplest one. Okay. It's quite short, right? Okay. So this is how you write for the closing. Okay. Next one. Signing off. Okay, so to sign off, you may use a signature ending with a comma. Okay, such as bye, comma. Okay, and then bye for now, comma. Best wishes, comma. Yours, comma. Okay, take care, comma. All the best. Okay, so note that the following are more appropriate for family. Okay, so let's say if you are writing to your family members, okay, to your parents, okay, maybe you should include love, with love, comma, okay, hug and kisses, comma, okay, for signing off. Okay, so how you are going to draft your answer? Okay, again, okay, the 3 content points here. For example, the first one, where to go. Okay, so you have to state the location where you are going to have a picnic. Okay, for example, maybe you can go to the park, you can go to the beach, you can go to the waterfall, you can go to recreational park and etc. Okay, so where to go, it must be specific. Okay, if the park has a name, okay, you have to put the name. Okay, must be specific. For example, the beach, okay, we have Batu Ferringhi, for example. So you have to state specific location. Okay, next one. What activity or reason for your choice? Okay, so you still remember, okay, what kind of activity for picnic? Okay, maybe you can play games, okay, you can play volleyball, okay, you can strolling along the beach, okay, and then you can watch a breathtaking sunset, okay, together with your friends, okay. So maybe you may include your reason, okay, get to know each other better. Okay, so that is the activity, okay, that you have suggested. Okay, what to bring? Okay, for a great experience of picnic, okay, maybe there is a must, okay, for you to bring food and drink. So without food and without drinks, okay, it is nothing, right? Okay, because if there is no food, no drinks, you are going to be thirsty, you are going to be hungry. Okay, it will not become a good experience, it will become a disaster, right? Okay, so other things that you may bring, okay, mat, umbrella, and board games. Okay, so these are example. Okay, so to write, you are encouraged to use simple and compound sentence. Okay, so ask your teacher, okay, what is simple sentence, what is compound sentence? So you must be straightforward. So if you have to give suggestion, directly give suggestion. Okay, so, oh, sorry. Okay, the number 3, include connectors or few cohesive devices. Okay, like I said, you have to use connectors to link your ideas Okay, and then for example, if you want to start the points, maybe you can use first things first, um, first and foremost, or okay, firstly, okay, you want to end up, you may use last but not least, okay, lastly, okay. So next one, organize your thoughts. Okay, you have to plan well, okay, to make sure your ideas is well developed. Okay, so next one, okay, remember, this is the question we have done earlier, okay, where you analyze already this one. So important notes here, new friends, Amy, who just moved to your hometown, okay, holiday, okay, so picnic during your school holidays, right? Okay, picnic with friends, okay, so you have to suggest activity that is suitable for friends, okay. So the three content points here, where to go, what to do, last one, what to bring. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, so this is a sample answer. Okay, so let us read together. Hi, Emmy. This is a salutation or greetings. Okay, hi, Emmy. It is a fantastic idea to go for a picnic at Batu Feringgi during the school holidays. Okay, so this one is a fantastic idea. So you are responding, okay, to Emmy's situation where Emmy asks you where to go for a picnic. So you are stating your expression here. Fantastic idea. And then the first requirement is Batu Feringgi. So the location, okay, specific location. So next one, since you are new in town, I'm certain you have not explored every nook and cranny of this great island. Okay, so you can see you are using uh, idioms, okay. Okay, it's very good. Next one, why don't we go this Sunday? Okay, I'll also invite some of our classmates to join us. This is an opportunity for you to get to know them better. Okay, you can see the first activity being suggested here is invite some our classmates, okay, for the picnic. Okay, and then the reason why, to get to know them better. Then I heard we can also hire bicycles from there at minimal cost, by which we can explore the area. Okay, so the second activity is riding bicycles, okay, around and exploring the area. Okay, so two activity. Okay, last but not least, don't forget to bring some food and drinks. What to bring? Content point number 3, as we are catching up with friends so that we can cherish memories together. I'm sure that we'll have a blast. Bye. Okay, so as you can see in this email, okay, there are 3 content points, okay, that are already being answered. Okay, the first one is location, the second one is the activity, and the third one is what things you should bring for the picnics. Okay, as you can see here, they are connectors, they are cohesive devices. Okay, for example, since, okay, then, okay, um, what else? Okay, last but not least, okay, so try to use connectors and cohesive devices to make sure your organization of the ideas are appropriate. Okay, so how to make it interesting? Okay, of course, use connection and linkers, okay, to make sure the flow is smooth, okay, and then you can use idioms or proverbs, okay, so but it is not a must, okay, for the excellent student, you can use this one, right? Okay, so last one, you have to check as the last step. Always go through your answer again to check on spelling errors, missing points, and grammar, whether you are using right tenses or not. Okay, this one. So this is some of the tips. Okay, it's very important to make sure that you get high marks for your email writing, and then to make sure that your writing is going to be interesting and going to attract readers' attention and to hold readers' attention. When writing an informal letter or email, okay, based on prompts, okay, First, you have to use appropriate layout, okay, the intro, the body, and the closing, okay. Second, use informal language and expressions, okay. Okay, we have discussed already this one. Next one, use short forms, okay. For email writing, you can use short form. Yay, okay. So short forms mean, for example, do not, okay. So you can write don't, okay. Is not, isn't. Okay, you can do that only in email writing. Okay. So next one, use exclamation. That's great news. Okay. So standard seru, right? Okay. Use direct question. Okay. What are you up to? For example, use standard grammar and spelling convention. Okay. Avoid forms such as wanna, see you, I agree. Okay. I want it. Okay, so that one is not suitable, okay, to use in your email writing, okay, because this one is the language that we are using in smartphones, right? Wanna, gonna, okay, it's not appropriate, okay. So read the prompts carefully and include all the points in the notes in your answer, okay. You have to analyze what are the needs of the question, okay. Don't just copy the notes. Okay, try to rephrase. Okay, for example, you want to mention something is beautiful. Do not repeat the same word in your email. Okay, the first paragraph, okay, beautiful. The second one is also mention the same word, beautiful. Okay, but try to use another word. Okay, to make sure that you have a variety of vocabs. For example, beautiful, you can say marvelous. You can say wonderful, awesome, right? Okay, you can use other words, okay, to mention beautiful. Next one, use appropriate expressions or phrases to express enthusiasm. Okay, accept or refuse invitation, give news. Okay, so this one, you have to respond to your friends, okay, express your feelings. Okay, so haha. Okay. So last but not least, okay, I think all of you understand already, okay, what are the things that you have to include in your email writing. Okay, I'm sure all of you have know already. Okay, it's very important, okay, about the four skills, okay, the content, the communicative achievement, organization, and language. Okay, so make sure try to get high marks for this one because you are being assessed on A2 level. So it's very easy because you are using basic vocab for this task. Okay, basic vocab. Okay, and the topics here is related to you. Okay, it's about your background. Okay, it's about your family background, your family matters. It's about your habit. Okay, it's about your neighborhood. Okay, it's about your hometown. So it's very easy to score. Okay, so I hope all of you do the best, okay, for all Form 4 candidates, okay. So all the best, okay. So if there's a will, there's always a way. Manjada wajada. So lastly, gambate kudasai. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.